Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, and everybody, all of everybody. I don't even know what I was going to say there, and it just got stuck. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. Our compadre, Mr. Nicholas, I want the smoke. Rosario not able to be here with us this evening, so I have the reign. Let's go. We doggies and all that good stuff. God, I swear to God, too much caffeine is a bad thing, but it could be a good thing. At least it's keeping me awake right now. My name, what is my name on the thing today? It's hashtag ring the bell. I forgot to change it over, but I got 800 names. You guys know who I am. But this evening I am joined by Miss Delilah Crespo. And that lovely lady down there who moved into a new apartment, apparently, that I'm loving the decor, is Tina Potty Mouth Winter. And we appreciate you guys for joining us this evening. And we're about to, you know what? I'm just going to stop talking because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. We're going to do the thing where we talk about football. And, of course, we know that every game occasionally ends in a tie, because the quarterback doesn't know that the game ends in a tie. But every single game before it gets started, looking at you, no, God, I can't even think of his name now. See, I'm just going to shut up. Coin toss coming up. So, a lot of interesting things have been going on this season. We've seen, God, it's been a really surreal NFL season this year, and we're going to talk about a lot of those things. But one of the things that has been happening in great bulk, like you're buying them at Costco, is it's like watching the Oprah Winfrey Christmas show. You get an injury, and you get an injury, and you get an injury, and just really starting to affect the rosters and their abilities to the banner go off. Oh man, see, I'm gonna have to. I didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, they changed the format of this platform, and now the banners that used to stay up there all the time, they just they disappear unless you change the settings. So let's try this again. There we go. All right, it's like the kid that's trying to sneak off before mom makes you do that. Come do that little cute dance for your auntie that you did, the one you showed me on the talkie ticks. Come do that. You trying to sneak off. Anyway, the talkie ticks. Yes. I heard somebody refer to it as such. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd heard in my life.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But as I am looking through, and I'm not calling out any names yet, we'll get into specific names of prominence specifically. But just for example, here I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills. They have 6 questionable players, and looking at about 20, 23, 24 players, 53-man roster. Close to over a third of your roster is on injured reserve. No real names of prominence. Well, Damar Hamlin, Brandon Cooks is questionable. Matt Prater, that plays kicker, is out. Mecole Hardman's on injured reserve. But we saw some big names pop up over the weekend, and we're going to get into those. So first of all, and not least of all, being the only, I want to get the hell out of Big D and go wherever they're going to pay me what I'm worth. Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons. Is Micah's out for the season? Is he not?
Yes,
ACL.
ACL.
Yeah, he had a torn ACL, and he ain't coming back. What do you, I'm going to start with you, Delight. What do you think that? How do you think that? I mean, we know the answer to the question, but how do you think that that's going to affect Green Bay? Because Green Bay is still in the playoff hunt right now. Um, Green Bay definitely in the playoff hunt right now. How do you think that's going to affect their opportunities as their schedule dwindles into the? Oh my God, dwindles as their schedule winds down as they wrap up the regular season.
Get funky.
So a few things. One, injuries suck. I don't care if it's a rival, right? And so I hope he gets better. I think more importantly, it's the fact that Green Bay paid him a lot of money
They did.
to come over from the Cowboys and sign with them. And he was on a rampage. And so it's definitely going to hurt their defense, but at the same time, Green Bay being Green Bay, they'll make the adjustments that they need to make. It is going to hurt them. I'm not going to say it'll be easy and it'll be tough like down the road, like wherever they go, especially playoffs, right? Because I don't see Green Bay missing the playoffs, regardless of what happens on Saturday in the next few weeks. I think they'll still make it. I don't know what number, like if it'll change, because things happen in football, but I do believe they'll make the playoffs. And I think that's where he's going to be missed the most. I think the next, few games will be challenging, but I do playing Green Bay for years and years and years. I would never count them out, is what I'm saying, right? I know that they'll make the adjustments that they need to make, and I hope that the Bears know that and that they don't go in going, oh, Micah Parsons not there. Do you know what I mean? I don't want that because that's a death knell. Okay, not going in prepared because you think now the defense is weakened because they don't have Micah Parsons. It is weakened, but again, you're playing Green Bay. They're known to make the changes they need to make to win. And so they're still going to be competitive. They're still going to be tough to beat. And so it's a hard loss. Um, but again, I think it, I hate saying this, but I think it has more to do with the fact that he might be out not just this season, but next season, depending on the severity of the ACL, because I know something could take a full season. And so he might not even be back next season. You know what I mean? Depending on how the ACL heals and all of that stuff. And so I think it's gonna hurt them more like that. The fact that he's not just out for the playoffs, but he might be out next season. That's where they're gonna feel the most hurt. And because they paid him all that money, I don't know how they can make the changes.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, Ben. I agree with you. That's what I mean. They'll still make playoffs, but they won't. I don't think they can go far without him.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Agreed.
the thing. Like
Yeah,
next man up. Yeah, it's next man up,
yeah.
but you can't replace Micah Parsons.
No, I'm just saying the next
Yeah,
few weeks, regular season, I
I
think they can
think.
make the
Yeah,
adjustments. But
like what you said and like what
yeah,
Ben said. I think they'll make the playoffs, but they might
yeah.
be one and out. They're not going to be able to go deep. I don't think. And so, but I think this weekend's going to be a big deciding factor on that.
Yeah, 100%. And Tina, I'm looking at your squad. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. It is nothing official, but for some reason I have, because of my co-hosts, I have started paying more attention to their teams in addition to mine as the season progresses. As geography, I guess it's a geographical thing, would have it for whatever reason. I am getting a Denver Broncos game on network television. Yes,
Mhm.
I said network television because I'm not spending a bunch of money for the Sunday ticket
I
and
got you,
and,
man.
and all of
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff. So I'm getting a lot of these
None of us
Broncos.
are bars that we
I,
can write it off as a business expense. So yeah, I 100% understand that. Yeah. You're
yeah,
out
we
there, Bay. You're out
yeah,
there by Bronco land.
yeah, and I find myself watching the plays and going incomplete, like and I'm looking at Sean Payton and what color visor he's wearing, or if he's wearing a ball cap, whatever. So I'm really kind of getting into this. Don't worry, Falcons fans. I'm still a very reluctant fan of the Falcons, but I'm starting to find myself kind of running into this Broncos culture, and then I realized something that the Broncos colors are very similar to my Savannah State Tigers, the blue and the orange. So I'm kind of digging the color scheme too. Tina and I are messaging each other during games and stuff. It's just like I think she's like I think I may have a convert. But anyway, moving back to the topic, I'm looking at your injury list, and wow, you guys don't just get hurt and come back; they get hurt and they're hurt. Of all the names on the list, only one is questionable. The rest are, uh,
I'm looking at it right now.
I mean, you got a lot of pecs and biceps and uh,
Uh, yeah.
feet and hamstrings and some. Yep, there's another foot. There's another knee. It's like listening to that song. The shin bone's connected to the ankle bone. The ankle bone's connected to the foot bone. Yeah.
Well,
You know what? I don't even think you guys need a physical trainer. I just think y'all need a good podiatrist.
no, we've only got 5 people. DJ Jones might be that one might be well, he's back. Ben Powers just came off of injury reserve, so that's why he's listed on there. He'll be in and out. And Nate Adkins has been out like for the past past 3 months. So McGlinchey, we'll see. Um, we tend to play. We don't give a lot of information on the injury thing. So, but yeah, Pat Bryant is the one that I wish he would. I wish he was coming back. But I mean, little Jordan Humphreys got his got his touchdown and a couple of receptions because Pat Bryant isn't playing. But yeah, I mean everybody's going down. I mean this is the time of the year when some serious injuries happen because they're tired. It's this is a very very punishing sport. I mean, my
I
course
just
is out.
I maybe
Mister Mister Kermit himself,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
he's out.
I was working my way. I was working my way
Yeah,
there
gave me your
heavily.
segue.
We saw him. No, you're good. That's perfect. Thank you, thank you so much. Hi ho here, Kermit the Frog here. Yeah. So I wow. You're talking about a guy. Hate him or love him, he is definitely one of, if not the marquee player now in the league. And you see him take a lot of hits, and he always manages to bounce up and run and jog off the dings he takes. But this time he did not get up. And it was reported not long after he was aided off the field that one Mr. Patrick Mahomes is out for the season with a torn ACL, and could potentially bleed over in the next season as well.
Yeah.
So and then with to add insult to injury, the Chiefs are eliminated from playoff contention, which leads me to actually our next topic right here within the first segment. This is going to result with that injury for the first time since 1998 that there has not been a quarterback named Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or there goes that 10-second thing again. I got to turn it off on all of them, Anthony. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, or Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs since 1998. That is a run of 27 years for 3 quarterbacks. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. But we know that all things do come to an end at some point. Um, and quite possibly that would open the door for another quarterback to step up for another team and start a streak of their own of playoff wins. So who did that? And that actually, I just talked myself into my next question. Ladies, I'm going to ask this question. Tina, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think is going to be the next quarterback to kind of step up into that mantle? Not to say that Mahomes is done. That remains to be seen. But
He'll be back.
who's the next quarterback you think is going to step up into that mantle and become the perennial playoff guy? I'm I'll hand it off to you. I'll give my answer after I get to both of you.
Um, and unlike what everybody's going to say, I'm not going to say Bo Nix because he's still a little young. We'll see what happens this year. I do think he could be, but I'm not going to say he will. if he wasn't with the team he's with, I would say Joe Burrow.
I agree.
But since he's got to do something, he can't have a winning team year in and year out with 3 big players on the team and nobody else really helping. So, I mean, could you win with the offense he's got with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? Yes. But you need a defense to go with Hutchinson. So, if he was on a different team, or if Cincy's owners gets their heads out of their bahoo-hoos
I agree with
and
you.
does something with the team, then maybe. But I personally think he could. Trevor Lawrence, I need a few more years on that one. He came out guns blazing, and then he for a couple of years. And he looks like
Not enough
he's
lead
just
in the
going to win your
bullets.
division. What?
Not enough lead in the bullets to say maybe
Yeah, like
maybe the
team
bullets say the
just
prescription.
the rest of the team wasn't at the same level that he was at. So I personally think if he can stop getting injured, Jaden Daniels could help the Redskins. That could be a good one too. But, and I'm not just saying that because like Sean, I do think Jaden Daniels could be good too. But he's got to not get injured anymore.
And he already came into the league with some injury history with his time at LSU. So
yeah. I mean, I know some people are going to look at Drake May, or as I like to refer him as D2M2, Drake May.
Because they call him that, so yeah.
I know. They call him Drake May as his nickname, so his name is Drake May.
Right. Yeah.
I
like
Drake
yours
May.
better.
Drake May.
like
He's another one. I put him in the same category as I put Bo Nix and Jaden and Drake. All of those in that category. It's too soon. If you think he's gonna be that in 5 years, then you should have put money on Patrick Mahomes when he first came out, because it's the same thing. We need more time with those guys. I'm sorry, I hit everybody I could think of. So, Delilah, anyone else?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to leave something to Delilah? Delilah's like, you ate.
Caleb.
Delilah's like that one cousin at Thanksgiving, like, you ate all the potato salad.
I usually jump in and decide I'm working on that, not talking over people. But I actually agree with Tina about Joe Burrow. I think he also has had multiple injuries and different parts of his body. That's what's so crazy too. It's never been usually right when a player gets hurt, it's always like that same shoulder injury. It's the same something, but he's literally had turf toe. Then he had his hand. You know what I mean? Like, he's injured different parts of his body. And I feel that, along with the fact that I don't know what the hell Cincy's doing, if he hadn't gone down multiple times, you know what I mean? I feel like he would have been way more dominant. And we thought it wouldn't happen, but it seems like he's going down the same road as who was their quarterback that was there for a million years? Oh my God.
Andy Dalton.
Yes. Wasted his time there. Do you know
the
what
red
I mean?
rifle?
So I feel like I agree. Had he been on a different team, or since he just been a different team, he would have been dominating as well in the in the conferences.
He puts it together now, he could start to dominate, take
over for sure. He's got the talent. He looks like a lost Skarsgård every time I see him. He does. He looks just like Bill Skarsgård. Put them side to side, especially now that his hair grew out.
Yeah. Nobody wants to play with the cloud.
He looks literally like he's part of that family. Put him next to Bill, especially now he grew out his hair. He looks just like him. But anyway, he definitely.
What about Josh Allen though?
I think it's just the Bills are cursed, man. It's just. But I agree.
Well, I think it's the same question that comes up with him that it comes up with Joe Burrow, is the team is not giving him everything he needs to be able to go over that last hurdle.
I agree. And I feel
it's kind of funny because I really do think a lot of Buffalo fans are like, okay, well, Mahomes is out, we're good. And it's like, but you've got the parity.
Not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
It's not.
No.
I think
I mean, I
I don't
want to say to
know.
Bills fans, this is not the same Denver
No.
Broncos that snuck in with a wild card
No, not
last
at all.
year.
And honestly, the AFC teams that are right now in playoff contention, that is hard. That is oh
Sorry.
man.
There's really hard and then there's really easy.
You
So
know,
it's like
it's just
depending on the draw, how
oh
the
my God.
AFC
But
brackets work through. So, but we'll talk about
it's just I feel like well, I know we'll go into it, but I always feel like playoffs always to me is a reset.
it. Yeah,
It's just but yeah, I feel like yes, Burrows has the chops. Of course, the big sorry, Matt, I forgot what Janae called him. Magic piece of something.
A massive
I
piece of
love it.
magic.
Yeah, like if he was on a different team, there's like this weird thing where I feel like there's some quarterbacks that they just need to reshuffle around, like do a quarterback swap and see what happens if they go. You know what I mean? Because do they want to wait as long as Maddie, your boy there, Matt Stafford, had to wait, getting his butt beat season after season after season after season
And
in
then
this
he wound up having to be traded away to a team that was pretty the deck was a little loaded when he got there.
right, and was ready. They were ready for him, and he won a Super Bowl. Do you see what I mean? That's what me and Tina are saying. Like a a team has to be willing to risk, not just risk, but invest in winning, in getting the talent that you need, young and it's balanced, right? You need the young
Oh man.
talent, you need the veterans in there. And so I feel like if there was maybe like a little quarterback swap or something, because I feel like they're just kind of lost in where they're at in that miasma of okay, we're in the playoffs again. Woo, how many times
yeah.
can you go to the playoffs, but then get knocked in the first or second round and not even so
I see you with the $75 SAT word, Delilah. I like that. I need more of that. I need
oh,
some more of that.
miasma.
Miasma.
And shots fired by Sean Spencer in the comment section.
Exactly, Sean. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you do need greener pastures and just kind of like there's a few quarterbacks that I feel need that. Lamar.
Yo, hey, why?
Sean.
I mean,
Hold on. Wait, I did not know Gardner Minshew was still
Me
in the
neither.
league.
I didn't either.
He
Until
ran out on he
Mahomes
ran
went
out on
out.
the field. Yeah, oh God, what's the movie? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh
Like
my god.
literally, he ran out on the field looking like he had just gotten off a pirate ship.
Hand
I
to
was like,
God, I had no idea either. I was like, wait, Gardner Minshew's their backup?
I was
No
like,
idea.
okay, that's what we're dealing with. And Tina,
But
I'm
I
sorry,
want
I
to
had a
know who he had gossip on or some kind of God, what's the word I'm looking
oh
for?
god,
Oh, my
yeah.
brain is not working well right now. But in
whoever it
order,
is, he's got the goods on.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
like
he
who
knows
had
where the
the
bodies are
Chiefs,
buried.
Gardner
Yeah.
Minshew had the goods on to get on there from the
But
from the Raiders to that team.
I don't know. I think
But
um
I mean,
I don't know.
here's my thing. So the
Jalen
question was
Hurts?
like, who do we think is
Yeah,
gonna
Jalen
be?
Hurts went to two Super Bowls. Do we ignore him just because he's on the Eagles? I mean, he did make two Super Bowl appearances in the last
Well, the
three
thing with
years.
Jalen is, and one of the things about Jalen is I watched him come up through college. Like Jalen is a good quarterback, but is Jalen a great quarterback? Because there have been times that I have seen, unfortunately, against my own teams, where he has not risen to the occasion. Case in point, the national championship, Georgia versus Alabama, where Jalen gets sacked, and now it is second and
Okay,
26, and Nick
but
Saban pulls him for tour.
let's go to the NFL. Okay,
Yeah, no,
let's
I'm
go
just,
to the
well,
first. When they played the Chiefs the first time, he didn't lose that game because he had like what 3 touchdowns. It was like 300. The defense
How
lost
long
the
has he
game.
been in the NFL?
he has been in the NFL now. Oh God, shucks, don't get me the line. His last season was he played 2 more seasons in the third season with 18, 19, 20, 2022 draft, I believe. I think this is his fourth season.
I'm not willing to put a crown on a guy that's only been playing 3 seasons. Yes, he has been to the Super Bowl twice in those
and
3 seasons,
he
but
won
it's
one.
not enough.
I just,
It's not enough.
but we started crowning, like, we crowned Mahomes when he started winning his Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm just saying,
But
like,
he's also been a little a lot okay
But the
more
Chiefs
consistent.
also came in, and once Mahomes was in there, that's the piece Andy Reid needed, and they have dominated the AFC since they came in.
I
So
just don't.
I'm just saying it's a little early. And so the question is, who could be?
That's what I'm
Could
saying. But
Jalen
like,
be? Yes,
he's got more
but
experience than everybody else we just listed.
not more experience than Joe Burrow or Josh Allen.
But if we're measuring it to
I'm
what?
not saying they're not in the same category. I'm not
No,
saying
no. But I'm
they're
saying
not
if
at the
we're
same level.
no, but
I'm
it's
just saying
but
there's
usually
something
people.
about the Eagles that I think is they're
I
either
just
in or they're out.
I mean
They're,
how they measure dynasties, not me, but how the world
I know. I'm
measures,
saying that, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
the
And I do think
quarterbacks, who's elite, who's considered whatever, and who are like, wasn't there someone that we were like, oh, Philip Rivers, which is funny. Is he a contender for like, does he belong in a Super Bowl Hall of Fame, even though he never won a Super Bowl, right? It kind of goes back to those are, even though I don't always think just because you win a Super Bowl you should be, but I don't measure it that way. And so I'm just saying over the last few years, Jalen Hurts in 3 seasons, 4 seasons has led the Eagles, because we always look at the quarterbacks, has led the Eagles to 2 Super Bowls and he won one. But again, I'm not. It's just based on how people measure it, so I don't know.
I'm
I
just
feel like
the question was who do
the
we think
closest.
could be?
He would be the
And
closest
I'm
based
not saying
on
he's
just.
not. The counterpoint to me with the Eagles
That's what I'm saying, Sean. I'm
is
saying by the
I
numbers, right?
see flashes of the Cowboys in the Eagles because it's a team that they put together. They got a high level of talent, high role, and it's a 50-50 thing right back and forth right now. Now we don't
Yes, I agree,
it's so
Sean.
I'm not saying Jaden shouldn't be in it. I'm 100% saying yeah, he should be up there. But injuries come into play. I mean, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Patrick Mahomes came in and dominated from game one.
Gold standard.
Yeah. Like it wasn't a quite there weren't any asterisks by their names. And the people we've been mentioning, there's asterisks. Like what Sean said, Joe Burrows is injured a lot. Josh Allen, the team isn't giving him
Yeah,
everything he
but
needs. And I also think
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
he
Hero
tries to
ball.
he wants to win the game himself. Jalen Hurts, I think, is in that conversation, but right now he's not dominating the way Patrick Mahomes did on the NFC side,
I
like
mean,
through all of it.
he
So
is a front runner though, based on number, like Sean was
I'm
saying,
not, yeah, true.
just based
Yeah.
on numbers, stats, and wins for now, he has to be the front runner, because then
On
what
the
are we
NFC,
saying?
I would put Matthew Stafford above him just because of longevity and things like that. But again, we're talking about possibilities. Who do we think it could be? I'm not saying it's not Jaden. I'm just saying
Yeah,
I think there's some problems with that Eagles team that I'm just not willing to like put the crown on them.
yeah.
I'm not willing to put the crown on anybody right now as a backup. So, I mean, I don't think Sean's right. I don't think Sean's wrong. I'm sorry, I just said that wrong. I don't think Sean's wrong. I don't think you're
Right, no,
wrong,
yeah.
Delilah. I just think there's some questions to Jalen, that I'm not quite willing to say, okay, he's Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I mean, remember, this is a guy I've played twice a year, and I've seen him for the past 10 years and what he can do. And it's a different it's a different standard.
Oh no,
Yep.
so I feel that, I think when we look at generational talent like that, it's just different, and we don't know that type of talent, like the Mahomes, the Bradys,
Right.
the Peyton, the Mannings, until we actually see it happen. And it happens
Yep.
in every
Agreed.
sport, not just in the NFL. It always happens in every sport that you could major sport. It's just generational talent. Right now, I guess we just have to see, like, can over the next few seasons, because it wasn't, we saw Brady with the Patriots got 7, Super Bowls, but then got knocked off twice by Eli Manning and his Giants. It's like
Yep.
that weird stuff. And so like, will the Eagles, if they don't make the Super Bowl this time, but then they come back next year and win another one? Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's what we have to keep an eye on. Can they come back, and even if they don't make it this season, but come back next season and win another one? Yeah. So
And
no,
then
yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah. So Sean didn't hear the first question. So what we're talking about is those like golden standards of. Um, so Anthony mentioned how for the first time in what was it, 27 years,
mhm.
we're not going to have Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, or Peyton Manning, or a Manning, right? Because Eli and
Yeah.
in the playoffs. Like the playoffs are, scheduled, and we're not going to have these three big names. And so Anthony was asking, who is that next golden standard? Who do we see as that? Yeah, who do we see as that front runner right now that can be that generational talent? And that's what we're talking about. Like, could it be Burrow? Could it be? And then that's when I said, well, right now Jalen is a front runner in that
I think he is too.
conversation.
Like, yeah, to me, the Eagles weren't quite as dominant as the Patriots were for
Yeah.
that period of time.
Right,
But
right, right. I agree with
but
what
I
you're
will
saying.
also say it because I say it every time everybody brings it up.
Yeah.
Patriots also had an easier division than the Eagles have in their division. So, I mean, there is that thing. I agree. I think he's the front runner for it. I just don't know that the Eagles have stepped up
Yeah.
into that
No, I
Pats
see what you're saying.
position, that domination position that they did. Like
Right.
every year they were in the playoffs. They were either
Right, right,
in or
right.
they were out, and they were only out a couple of years. So yeah,
Right.
right now I think it's Jalen would be probably the big one. I would also put Matthew Stafford up there too.
I
Not
agree with
necess-
I agree with Maddie too.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, not
100.
because of wins or losses or anything like that, but the
Wait.
standard of the
Huh.
three.
Exactly.
Yep. And very, very well said, ladies. Having said that, we're going to step away for just a second for a brief break, and then we'll be right back into it. So you guys stay tuned. We will be right back with more Roundtable. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's edition of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. Mr. Fingers here with Miss Delilah Crespo and Miss Tina Winter. We just got done talking about the insane amount of injuries, that a lot of teams have experienced this season. So that brings me to this next question. I want to touch on this real quick. We already touched on a couple of others, and we got what I was going to get to here. But I don't know if you all have seen, but there have been a couple of teams that announced that they're shutting their starters down to let their backups get in. Most notably in Miami with Tua and Tua tongue twister, and if I'm not mistaken, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong. Did I see that in the feed this morning that they shut down? The Commanders have shut down JD5 as well. So my question to you all in the viewing audience and to you, ladies, do you think that they should shut some things down now with their starters?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, if you have no
Yeah,
hope of getting to the playoffs,
Yes.
put your second and third string guys in there and see what they can do.
yeah. Well, I guess that answered that question. We covered that one pretty quickly. So we'll just move on to our next subject.
I mean, I'm just saying. I feel like if you're not going far, right?
Right. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally understood. I wanted to get some feelers
Yeah,
out there. I did not realize I would get a 100% unanimous yes. Like,
maybe
I
because we
think
feel like
Delilah gave me the head cock. Like, for real though, really,
no,
that's what we
I
doing now.
think. Well, I not to you, but I feel like it feels just commonsensical. It's like
Mhm.
you're three and whatever. You're not let these guys actually go in there, get some reps, get that feel for it, because then we're gonna end up with what happened with the Browns with Sanders not being ready. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
I feel like teams saw that and they're like, ooh, we don't want to be them. Like, we don't want to be them. Shut it down. Get your quarterbacks out there, get your running backs out there, whatever you got to do, and have them go out there and play their NFL games, even get some guys out of the practice squad at this point. Let's see, try them
Yeah.
out.
And I am in
I
100%.
don't think any of us will disagree with that statement.
Yes. Because when he first was drafted, he was able to put some sentences together. It sounded well. I mean, he's
Oh, I can't listen to him do
I can't either. My heart hurts.
press
I don't know who his wife
conference.
is, but I would have been like, stop it right now. Like, if you love me,
yeah,
you love your
Just,
children, like, stop.
yeah.
I mean,
So
I
what,
know they have to go in front of the press, but have them give 15 pre-prepared words and walk away like Travis
do you feel
Kelsey
like you
did.
had a good game? Yes. Can you elaborate? No. Next
No.
question.
Will you be back next year? Yes.
Yeah, we or we'll
Nothing
see.
more.
We'll see. All right, we're just gonna move on to the next question here. We're
Ugh.
gonna pick up a bit of time here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while we are lamenting the loss of I don't know, Tina's not necessarily lamenting it, but while some folks are looking at and saying, "Wow, no Brady, no Manning, and now no Mahomes in the playoffs. What is the world coming to?" It's almost like that scene in Boomerang where Chris Rock
Karma is what it's coming to.
like Chris Rock is like, first the Fat Boys break up, and now this. What's next? So there was a game played yesterday in Seattle, out on the West Coast. The Seahawks welcome the Colts of Indianapolis. For those of you that are not read in, the uninformed, one Mister Danny Dimes Jones goes down potentially. We don't. Well, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't checked up on his status, but he's not going to be back for a while,
He's
and
done.
he's not. He's done. Okay, they shut him down for the season. So,
Yeah,
uh,
as they should.
and what does this tell you about their backup situation in Indianapolis? They took a look at the bench and said, "Make the call," and all of a sudden, a familiar face comes trotting back on the field. Not Uncle Rico, not Uncle Rico. Not Al Bundy, but none other than Mr. Phillip. I have more children than Nick Cannon and the Duggars combined. Rivers trots back out onto the field for the first time in what is it, 5 seasons? And has a fairly impressive showing for a 40 plus year old guy who has not played in some time. 18 to 27, 120 yards, one touchdown. He did have one pickle, and he only came up just a wee bit short in in defeating the Seahawks. Um, what do you think about this move, ladies? As far as bringing
Fir-
back the Rivers.
First of all, I will not tolerate any slander of Mr. Polk High legend himself, Al Bundy, with his 4 touchdowns in a single game to win
Yeah, but
the city
if you
championship
remember
game.
if you remember, oh God, that's right. He is a Springfield, Illinois guy, right? I forgot about that part. It's a little tight, little close to home, isn't it? Yeah, but
Okay, okay.
those four
He is
touchdowns
a
also
in
wound
a
him getting
single.
those 4 touchdowns did wind up getting him hooked up with a rather wild and roddy redhead, and it's
Peg is a queen. But anyway, I digress.
yeah. So
First, I'm
yeah,
like, who are they talking about? Then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I got it. I got it.
He said Al Bundy, and I was like, first of all, no poke eye slander here. No, I'm just kidding. Um, listen, I gotta like
That eye roll from Handy.
I got nothing.
so funny.
The
But
face in the
Uncle Rico, listen, you're already talking about a lot of pop culture stuff that I like. I love Married with
Yeah.
Children.
Hey,
I love
I have no
Napoleon.
problem with with the
I
peg
love
reference.
I love Napoleon Dynamite. That movie's hilarious.
He's gone now.
I know. Bro, that movie's hilarious. Stop it. We got so many iconic catchphrases.
He's walking away. I
Oh
guess the
my God.
ladies have taken over the show this
I
time.
guess. Listen, when Uncle Rico launches, sorry, that was funny. Okay, that movie was hilarious. He gave us so many catchphrases.
Bud
Anyhow,
was my favorite character on that show. But to get back to the
yeah.
questions, to the
Question at
thing about
hand.
Rivers,
Old Man River. That was
Old
funny.
Man Rivers. I think for the Indianapolis Colts to sit there and say, we would rather bring in a guy who hasn't played for 5 years versus a rookie,
Who hurt his
Riley.
eye or some
That
shit?
says a lot.
Is he the
But
one that hurt his eye? Or was that the other one?
that's the other one. It was Anthony Richardson is the one that got
That hurt
snapped
the
in the
eye.
eye by
Right.
by a resistance band.
Can you
That
imagine?
I
Like
hadn't seen how he got injured. I read about that after the show last week.
That's
I
what I'm
gotta tell you,
saying.
I
Of all the things
sat
to
there
take
and
you
laughed.
right, of all the things to take you out for the season, it's a
You
resistance
get taken
band.
out by the thing you have to do to keep doing the thing you're doing.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I'm telling you, that's wild though. No, Sean, but like think about it. Like you're like next man up. No, because I took my own eye out.
Because you
Wait,
lost control of a resistance band and it snaps you
So
right
you were
in.
playing with a rubber band. Didn't
so
your mama
I
tell you about playing with them
feel
rubber bands?
I
I've
feel
worked with those resistance bands, and let me tell you, I've had them hit in other places. Some shall
they
remain unmentionable because
no
it
they hurt like
freaking
hell.
Why, Tina?
They hurt
Why?
they hurt like
Why?
hell.
I'm having phantom pains right now. Why? Why you had to do
They
that?
but I think we answered our question
any bicycles
as to
recently, Andy.
I feel like we answered our own question as to why the Colts looked around and said, you know what?
Yeah.
We got some like I don't want to say
I
dumb.
still say the reason they
Questionable.
Well, why don't we'll put it
if
like
you
this.
want to make a push for the playoffs, which
No,
is what they were doing, and they're in the hunt right now.
they are in the hunt.
That's why they're going the way
Yeah.
that they go. And Sean also mentioned like the OC is he like yes.
I would love to see Troy Polamalu back out there.
What I love
He
is this
probably could still
picture of
play.
Wes Welker looks like he's been roided up for 10 years.
That's insane.
But I think I feel like we answered our own question there. I think they looked around
Yeah.
the locker room and they're like, maybe.
And their OC is like, I got a guy.
I know a
I
guy.
got a guy.
You know a guy? I know a guy. Hey, where you going? Tommy says he knows a guy. It's not Cutlet's guy, is it? No, it's not that guy. It's the other guy, the older guy. Oh, that guy.
Which guy? Well, the guy that
You know, the guy who's got all the little the guy with all the little guys. That guy. Oh, that guy. Yeah, we got that guy.
Okay.
Bring him back.
All I know is
that bit.
All I know is that Phillip Rivers was out the game for what, 6 years, 6 seasons?
Not quite.
Been gone for a minute though.
5 maybe.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, 5.
He was back home with his dad bod, chilling. At that point,
probably had his feet kicked up, was getting ready to crack a cold one. And the phone rang.
And the phone rings, and he's got 13 kids running around the house, different ages.
I'm sure the wife just pushed him out and said, "Go, do it."
I'm telling you, she's probably like, you know what? Go play your foosball again.
It's like, how was it? You're 44 years old. You're getting beaten on by guys half your age. How does it feel? Peaceful.
I mean, they almost won. So
they did. That's what I'm saying. Okay, literally. Okay, think about
if
this.
the Seahawks hadn't kicked a 60-foot field goal,
I'm telling you,
60 foot. That's only 20 yards
nowadays, right?
I'm sorry, 60-yard field goal.
I was like,
So
huh? The math ain't mathing.
he threw for 120 yards. He had one touchdown, one interception. But I wanted after 5 seasons of being
That's
home
impressive.
against the 11-3 Seahawks. So, we were talking about that earlier. Okay, the couch quarterbacks, go
Yeah.
and do that, please. Go out there with your beer bellies and go and play 4 quarters of football at 45, where you have guys in their 20s that look like tanks trying to take your head off while you're trying to pass the ball, okay? And you still have a pretty damn good game.
I can see him and Al Bundy
Crazy.
trading. I can see Al Bundy and him trading football stories at the whatever the name of the bar was that he used to go hang out at.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying, I gotta say, I was impressed by his game. I'm just saying, after 5 seasons for whatever, just sitting out to come
Well,
back
that also
and
tells you that in these last 5 years, he's stayed in football
he had
playing
to.
state.
There's no way,
Yeah.
right? There's no way. I mean, I know we're kidding with the
I mean,
drama, but
he's not
he had
game
to
ready,
play.
game
No,
ready, but with Indy, he didn't really need to be because he's got Jonathan Taylor, and he just
right,
has to
exactly.
He's
throw.
got
And
Jonathan Taylor and Jackson Smith
but
and Jigba.
Jonathan
Don't
Taylor
forget
did
that.
not.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks, because we know they have a good defense, they shut Taylor
They shut
down.
that down. Yeah,
So it wasn't
He
even
still
close.
ran for 87 yards. That's not
That's
yeah,
nothing
but
bad.
he
for
That's
didn't
Taylor.
enough.
score a
That's nothing for
touchdown.
him. That is nothing for Taylor.
Yeah,
Oh, trust me,
Literally.
I know he's having a blockbuster season, but he's
That
having a
is like,
blockbuster season. But you get in the neighborhood of
yeah,
90 yards rushing against a good defense.
yeah.
That's still pretty impressive. I mean,
100 yards is still the standard for running backs and stuff. So yeah, I
it
agree.
is.
But that
So
goes to show you, like, I really do think the Colts were on their way to making a very good playoff run
I
until
agree. They would have.
Daniel
Yeah,
Jones went down. And
I agree.
I
Because
was
look at
becoming
Sam
more and
Darnold.
more, yeah. So, I mean,
No, but
it's
on the
so,
other side,
yeah,
no, go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry, because you're right.
No, go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
No, I mean, no, but I was saying on the other side, Sam Darnold threw for 279 yards, but he had no touchdowns.
Yeah,
And
but
that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm just
Like we,
scared with Sam Darnold that Sam Darnold's going to Darnold.
yeah, I do agree
And
with you though. He must have stayed in shape. There's no
yeah.
way he was just. You
And this is
cannot.
somebody who I don't like old man. I really don't because of playing against him for a number of years. I don't think they're done without Jones, but
They won't go far with Rivers.
they got a much tougher road, especially
And if they
after
do, that'd
losing
be
this week.
tough road
amazing.
to hoe after this.
Yeah, they after losing this week, this last weekend, it puts them. They've got
They're
a
in eighth. They're in the hunt now. They're not in the
yeah.
playoffs anymore.
They're playing for a wild card now, not for the division. So we'll see what happens.
I don't
I
know, but
mean,
still, I'm impressed. I think he was
yeah,
working out. I
I
agree
mean,
with
it
you.
was
There's no way.
impressive what he did, and
No way.
he'll get better. And these last 4 weeks are going to be interesting on
I
both
never,
sides.
I never realized how country he was. I forgot. I knew it before,
Yeah,
but when he's
like
back in his interviews, I was like, oh, I forgot.
I'll tell you
How
what, though,
country is
with being a
packed.
Broncos fan, watching him and Jake Cutler just jaw at each other from across the field, because like they're both big trash talkers.
They
Like
are.
Philip, in the time, if people were asked the question in the
People
AFC
forget
West, like
that
who's
part.
a big
Yeah.
trash talker, everyone would be like Philip Rivers. He's the
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah,
Yeah. People forget about that. They think he's just like,
he got in trouble for it one time on a story that's way too complicated to get into. But let's just say him and Jay Cutler had a thing where they would jibe at each
yeah, of
other.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're both country as
absolutely. I
hell.
100%. I hadn't heard this before. I thought it was about the insurance for himself, but
Yeah.
I guess after 5 years, your kids are no longer covered under your Players
He
Association
doesn't
insurance.
make that
So
joke.
now that he's back, it starts to clock again.
Tina's right.
That's why his wife shoved him out the door. It's like, you got 10 more kids. We need to
Yeah.
cover for a while.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of the Jags are in the playoffs though. They're like third.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Which
they
brings
right
me,
now
it's a
the Jags
perfect
are leading
segue.
that division.
oh yeah, so they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Um,
Looks.
you
Yes.
know,
Okay.
so it's to me like, you know,
yeah. I mean, Indy, I think that, I mean, to protect their lead and everything, I think that's why they had to go with Philip Rivers. We'll see how these games play out. But
I
I
agree
also
with
think
you.
that Rivers will get better the longer he plays
I
as he
agree
Agreed.
gets
with you.
more accustomed to the system. So,
I don't, and plus,
but
there's something about young players, and we've seen it. They like the
Playing
OGs.
with the
There,
playing with the
yeah,
OG,
there is just something
playing
about
playing with
that.
playing with and OG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. There's just
yeah,
something about that, and it's
you
and
need that mix of vets with rookies to
they know
make it gel.
and they know him. They know he played for the you know what I mean. Like that counts for a lot of guys, you know. And
Yeah.
I also think that was the other reason the Colts brought him back because he's a familiar face, you know, in the organization, the city. You know what I mean? And so like that plays a part a lot too. Is we talk about heart, right? And so we're like, you know what? And so they'll listen to him, you know, and they'll make sure. Like, I mean, he may not be as fast as he used to be, but like Sean was saying, that they got a great O line. You don't think they're gonna protect the old man now? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like.
yeah, but they've got to play the 49ers,
It's gonna
the
be tough.
Jaguars, and the Texans.
Yeah.
That's a rough schedule coming
Oh no,
up.
they do have a rough next few weeks, but it's we've seen things happen in football. That's why
Yep.
football is exciting.
Yep. Agreed.
100% agreed there. So, wow.
Wait, is our Jaguars 7? I thought they were third now
I thought they were too. That's why I was
Is
like, huh?
this not?
in the playoff picture.
I mean, that was this is the one that was posted as of today. Let's take a
Uh,
look at that. Let me take another look at that. Let's see what we got. Let me just pull up a page versus a picture.
I'm on C,
Yeah.
I'm on
Yeah,
CBS
because I
NFL.
thought Indy was in the hunt, and what I'm seeing it says
Indy is in the hunt.
it's Broncos, Patriots,
Let's do
Jags,
this.
Steelers for the top leading their divisions. And then Chargers, Bills, and Texans are the wild card.
Correct.
Oh, mm, that and of course this page won't load.
That's
But
okay. That's I was like,
you
wait a minute,
ladies
I
have
want to
already
show.
handled it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think this is right.
I didn't think they were there, but
And so I'm like, what
Yeah,
do you mean they're
no.
in the
This
playoffs?
is
And then like,
what I pulled up was
there you
as
go.
posted today.
yep.
This
Yeah,
is the
because the
current.
Jags are at 10-4, Texans are at 9-5, and Colts are at 8-6.
These are the current. This is the current playoff picture, and that's why I was like,
Yeah.
the Colts
Oh
are in the
man,
hunt.
Jacksonville fans have got to be losing their minds right now
Yeah, and so Colts are
on
eighth.
the bubble.
So yeah, so they're
Yep.
in the hunt. But it's
Yeah.
a tough role, like Tina said. But I feel like she's right. That's why they called Philip Rivers for two reasons: his experience, but also like he's a
Yeah.
familiar face. He knows the system, and so we'll see. It'll be exciting because honestly, if the Colts could knock one of these teams out and make the playoffs regardless without Danny Dimes, who like made an incredible season, that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And you know,
I think the Colts would definitely be out if they were trying to work with Riley. At least with Philip, it gives them
yeah,
a fighting chance at making it to
yeah,
a wild card. So,
I agree.
yeah, I don't fault them for it because their team is good. And if they weren't bringing somebody else in,
Yeah,
it's kind of a waste of a season, that a waste of a run that they were having. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it all depends on everybody else's schedules and how those are working. The Patriots, they got a couple teams in there that are this week is going to be a deciding factor I think, for the Patriots. They're going to win their division, though.
I
They're
agree.
leading that
Yeah,
division.
they are. They
The
will.
Jags, I think they
Uh,
mostly have
uh,
internal division games.
I feel like
And
the vulnerable teams I think in the AFC are Texans, right? Just for
I
being
think the
seventh.
Texans are getting hot at the right time.
No, I mean if you're gonna knock somebody out, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think about the numbers. I don't know, but on the AFC side,
Well, that's the thing right now is the Jags have to keep winning. If they lose a game, then the Texans and them are within a game of each other. So
right?
that division could switch those could switch very quickly. So,
Yep.
or if both of them lose a game and the Colts win a game.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, but right now mathematically,
To
the
say
Colts are 2
Patriots
games
play
behind the Jaguars.
the Patriots play the Ravens, so you're right. That's difficult. Texas play the Raiders, so that should be
Should be.
right.
That's a
I'm just saying.
gimme.
But then
I'm
there's
just saying.
always that one week where the team
But
that's not supposed to win
I
for
know,
some
like
reason
I
decides
said,
to play.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's why I said Colts. That should be. But
As
we're still.
someone who's seen the Raiders play in person,
Yeah, I know they're awful. But I
I
I
know.
said
I
to a lot of
Tina
people, the
Tina
game, the
I
score was much
Tina.
closer than the actual game. The Raiders are not good. I'm not saying
I
it can't be a
understand
scrap
that.
game.
Listen,
I'm
I'm
just
telling
saying.
you, I understand that. But
The
there's
football
always that.
gods are weird. Yeah.
There's like every 3 or 4 years, there's some team that has got like they've got 2 games left, and they're supposed to lose both of them by a combined total of like 40
Oh,
points, and they just for some reason show up, everything clicks, and they win.
the Steelers play the Lions next, so that's not a gimme. So that'll be tough.
Without a decent quarterback, the Raiders aren't going to do shit.
Yeah. Let's see. We got all right. Texans play the Raiders. The Steelers play the Lions. And that's not a
That
gimme game. They gotta
No,
fight
that's
for
not
that
either.
one.
Yeah,
And
the
then
Steelers.
and then you and the Jaguars face off, Tina.
The
This
Steelers
weekend.
play this
Uh,
weekend. The Steelers take on the Lions, and they've got the Browns and close out
I mean,
at home against the Ravens.
our
yeah.
last 4 games are not easy either. We have the Jags, then we have the Chiefs 4 days later, and then we're playing the Chargers the following week.
Yeah, and then the Chargers play the Cowboys. I'm just thinking about the playoff teams, right? That we're
Mhm.
looking at the wild card. So really, we have the Chargers, Bills, Texans
Yep.
for in the wild card race.
And none
Then
of
the
their
Colts,
schedules are walks in the park for them.
no,
So,
but potentially the Colts could sneak in there, though. Is what I'm saying. It's
yeah,
possible,
the potential is there. Yes.
but
Yeah.
it depends how things align. The Chargers play the Cowboys this week. Again, it's gonna be a tough game. I know we make fun of the Cowboys, but we know it's never a gimme. You know what I mean? So,
The Cowboys are
Finding
surging
ways to make it
again.
interesting.
right. So we'll see.
Yep.
But
Yeah, how about how about the wild card on the NFC side?
you know what? Like that one, I feel that one's more doable. To be honest, because I feel like they're closer. Because Detroit is 8-6, Carolina is 7-7, and then Dallas is 6-7-1. These are a damn tie with Green Bay. Um, and so I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want Carolina to sneak in there. That'd be kind of cool. No hate on Detroit. I'm not saying, but it'll be kind of cool to see Carolina in there after everything they've been through. Just saying.
Who do they play
It's
though?
been a long climb back since old
And
Cameron Newton left.
all the jokes that Bryce Young, as we know, had to take. Oh man, all the licking he took. Let's see,
Yeah.
Carolina.
Well, the Panthers have the Bucks this weekend. They're playing at home against the
That's
Bucks.
tough.
The following week they've got the Seahawks, and then the week after that they've got the Bucks again
Yeah, they have a
in
tough
Raymond
road.
James. Yeah, they got a
Ooh,
Yeah.
tough road to hoe.
that's a tough
That
road.
it doesn't look doable, but it's not impossible.
No.
The Cowboys are, let's see here, the Cowboys got The Cowboys have the Chargers, they played at home against the Chargers. They play the Commanders at FedEx and the Giants at MetLife.
See that again because those are two division games, and we know how those go.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not necessarily winnable, regardless of
Yeah.
what the Giants are at. We know that division games get heated up, so
Yes, they do. And
that'll
speaking of
be
division games, I just want to say for the record, yes, Ben, my Falcons did beat your precious Buccaneers, but you're still going to the playoffs. So kiss my grits.
Well, how
Detroit. Like
about
I
the
said,
NFC West division? 3 teams in the playoffs from the NFC West. Like you sit there and you see Seattle at 11-3 and San Francisco at 10-4. That division is, but they're all playing each other too in the
they
next 3
are.
weeks.
So that might
So,
change the rotation a little bit.
yep.
Detroit plays the Steelers, as I said, and then after that, I think. Oh, and then
Well, if
they play the Vikings, and JJ
yeah,
McCarthy decided to play. Um, and then the last game is against the Bears
if the Bears
for
can beat
Detroit.
Green Bay this weekend, then Green Bay's out of it because then it would be Detroit. Well, I don't know who would win the tiebreaker between Green Bay and Detroit
I
because
think they
they
have to.
technically have the same record.
They do, but I think. Let me see.
I think it would go to Detroit because Green Bay has 1 tie.
That sounds
Right.
about right.
Yeah,
I
because Detroit would be 9 if they won, they'd be 9-6, and Green Bay would be 9-5-1. And
right.
then it would go to their matchups against each other. But
It would be their matchups, and I forgot if they tied. I don't know if it's 1-1. I
it's
forgot.
sad when it comes to sports like this that you need a degree in actuary science to like figure
I
out like
forgot. No, but I forgot like because Detroit and Green Bay already played each other twice, and I forgot if they split the series.
I love how we're all going to our phones to find the
I
information
know.
really
I'm
quick.
like, did they split the series? Because it always comes down to how you play against your division, and then after that, the
Yep.
conference.
Well, yeah, it goes against division and then it goes against it's
Conference,
head to
yeah.
head.
Right.
Which is pure insanity.
Yeah.
Because you could, in theory, win your divisional games.
Okay, so the Packers can clinch a playoff berth in week 16 with a win against the Bears and a Detroit Lions loss, or potentially with a tie and a Lions loss. So if they lose, they're out. Is what I'm taking from that. They need the Bears. They need to win.
On Saturday.
A win versus the Bears and a loss by the Lions.
Oofta. It's a big ask. It's a big ask.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much sums it up for what we got going on.
I guess we'll
That pretty much sums it up for what we get. Everybody got quiet all at the same time.
I know we're like, dang, it's good. It's tough.
Well, we're gonna take one final break because we don't want to leave any of our.
Can I say one thing before we go to the break?
Yes.
For all you people out there that thought we're the worst 11-2 team ever, we beat the Packers in a really good game. If you didn't watch that game, go back and watch it. It was a really good game. It was a playoff game.
It was a great
100%.
I watched it.
But I will also say it. Once Micah was out, you could see Green Bay unraveling. It was Micah was out. It was the fourth quarter in Denver. I don't care how much we've made strides in medical science. When you're playing that high of an altitude, by the fourth quarter, you get tired. It happened. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good. I can't wait. I'm excited.
It was great. Listen, obviously Bears fans were like,
I had a couple of Bear fan friends that
Well, we
came
got
to the
scared
game.
because we're like, oh my god, we hope we
You needed us to beat them.
not just that, but we got scared because we're like, oh, what if we jinx them? Because sports superstition. We're like,
Uh-huh.
oh my god, maybe we put too much pressure on
Nope.
them. We should have backed up.
That is the game that I don't care, call it conspiracy, you can call it whatever. There's been a small minority of the Broncos community that's been saying this, and I think that game showed it, is they think that Sean Payton has been dumbing down their offense on purpose so that other teams don't have game tape on our
Yeah, I can see
offense.
that.
And the Packers game showed there's things in there we've never done before, and they did it well. So I think he opened up the playbook a bit. And so we'll see what happens. I mean, watch.
I was just happy to see it. I was
Bounce
like,
out.
yay.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I was happier to see my team win in the ice dome.
so as I said, I mean, we did our job for you guys by beating them. Now your team has to step up and win the game on Saturday. So you guys can go in as the number one seed and is the seed from your division. So yeah, I enjoyed that game. I enjoyed that game quite a bit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the part where we take just another break, and then we will come back for our final segment. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Roundtable. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, it's Tina, and welcome to the Mile High Minute.
That's really the best part of it. Well, man, on the field. Oh, I thought it was the ugly, but I'm bad.
You're the bad.
Oh, okay, kicking game. I'm talking about the ugly. And you know what's ugly? I'll tell you what's ugly. It's calls for Vance Joseph to be fired. John Payton put together a solid game plan 2 weeks in a row. This is a big. But overall, I can't complain too much. We just need to use the Bills. This defense performed at an exceptional level against very good teams.
This was our third win in a row. Very happy. I was concerned about
And we didn't do it last week, but this week we are definitely going to be talking about the Denver Broncos. Me and the original OGs from the show will be discussing the game with the Raiders and also the Packers game. So come and watch us. I think there's going to be a lot that's going to be said during that show. I'm expecting it not to be the short 30 minutes it's been. So, all right.
The Mile High Minute, you definitely want to check Mile High Minute out. It's a great show. They do get very animated, and this is a show where Tina gets to be a little bit more of her true self. She kind of holds, believe it or not, she actually holds back on this show. Every now and again, she will cut loose, but we don't have a dump button, so and it's the internet, so we ride with it. But Tina will cut loose.
My High Minute is my show, so I feel more comfortable sometimes with that. But yeah, I also like it too because it gives me a chance to be the host of the show and let the guys talk and do all of that. So, but it's also a good show because I've been hanging out with those guys for like 10, 15 years now. So we've known each other for a very long time. And I find them to be a very knowledgeable group of Bronco fans and football fans. So we've had some interesting conversations. So
Yes, you all do have some interesting conversations.
well,
And
it's like hanging out with you guys. Like if people could see our chat, you'd see it. Like you in the chat, you see.
oh no, we don't. We're very glad that you all can't see our private chat. Just leave that. Leave that where that is. We are all in a jolly mood. Welcome back from the break. Hey, Delilah.
Holly jolly Christmas, best time of the year.
So that brings us the chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Yeah.
Just nipping at your nose.
Oh man. What's no
I'm
my
sorry,
my
I'm so in the mood for Christmas music. It's not even
my
funny.
my, my absolute
It's
my
the
absolute
Christmas season, and that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite Christmas
nah
songs,
my
as you
absolute
know.
favorite, hands down, was The Night Before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse in my mind. I want you to have a merry, merry Christmas.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. Temptation, Silent Night. Check it out if you don't know what
Oh,
that
Oh,
is.
I'm
okay.
gonna have Last Christmas on like repeat
Oh,
for
Donnie Hathaway, though. Listen, no
I know.
offense, no, absolutely zero offense to Chris Brown. Very talented
Never.
singer,
Of course
very
not.
talented dancer. But Donnie
We're
Hathaway,
we're
the
we're
late
rehashing.
great, the late great Donnie Hathaway, Beta Chapter Pledge of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated at Howard University, and
And
his best homegirl Roberta Flack, Alpha Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority at Howard University. Come on, man, you can't touch that. Anyway, we're gonna move this thing right on along. We were
I
talking
agree with
about
you.
actually.
Wait, Handy, do you have parachute pants on?
I do not. Why?
Can't touch this. It is my
Christmas.
goal every episode to make him crack. All right, let's get back to the topic. So, Delilah,
And
what
we're
is
back.
your favorite Christmas snack or food?
There we go. That's what we were going to talk about. Thank you, Tina. Just
I'm the
totally
one
just
that
kind of.
sent us off on the rails. I should be the one
No,
that
you're
gets us
good.
back
No.
on.
Oh
Before we do
shucks.
this, because Tina got to talk about her Broncos, and we didn't talk about the other
Oh,
cool
yeah.
Bears team. And I just want to say that this is the best Bears team I've seen in a long time. And like Nick is not here, but all we wanted was for us to break 500 this season. We didn't even try to go. No, let's go playoffs. We just wanted a winning season. It has just been a lot of fun to watch these guys, heart attacks or not. Um, and so whatever happens on Saturday, which will be, I know, another heart attack game. Um, I'm excited about this season, but not just that, but like just the trajectory and the future of the team under this new leadership. And it's what all of us have been saying for years on this show. By the way, we've said this for years since we've been doing the roundtable. You need to have the right people to coach these guys and put a team together. You need someone who knows football, and this proves that that matters. And
Yeah.
so, thank you to Ben Johnson and his coaching staff, because obviously that definitely is what changes dynamics, because we pretty much have the same team. You know what I mean? And so that's all. It's been really great to see that. And so regardless, I'm excited for Saturday because it is the oldest rivalry in NFL history. And we always look forward to these games. And because of where we live in the proximity to Milwaukee, I don't think you guys realize that Milwaukee is 3 hours from Chicago. And even though Green Bay is higher up, but because we're so close together, and by the way, the team used to be located outside of Milwaukee before we went to Green Bay. And so again, it's just that close proximity. We all like these tundra games, which we're not going to get, but we're both of our teams are like that. And so I'm excited to just see the rivalry continue to grow. And
Mhm.
either I'm going to cry when we see each other next of happiness or tears of sadness. I don't know, but it's been an exciting season. It's been a good ride. So
It's one of the oldest rivalries in the
it
NFL.
is.
So,
We look
and
forward
it's
to it.
our teams have had a similar trajectory and a similar thing going on with Patrick Mahomes every year coming in and winning, and you're starting to see the change. At this point, even I think I'm not gonna say it. But depending on what the outlook of the game
Yeah.
outcome of the game is, I think you guys are on the right road. You guys
Yeah.
have found the guy that can it's not just about how talented the team and the roster is. It's also about, is it a family? Do they get along? Is the culture correct? Because you can have a great coach and great people, and if the locker room isn't gelling correctly or it's not working well, you're not going to play well.
No.
You
And
might
it
do
seems
well
like
for a
they
little
are.
while,
Truth.
but then at some point it's going to break apart.
Thankfully, it seems like they look
Yeah.
like they're having fun. That's the other thing
Yeah.
too.
I
They actually
That's the thing
they're
that I
having
see, is that they really like Ben Johnson.
fun.
They like him, they like how he plays and stuff. So how he's coaching them and what he's turned that team around.
Yeah.
And
So
you just had to have a little few growing pains in the beginning of the season, but it looks like now you're it's starting to run like clockwork. So see what happens. And
yeah. It'll be
now watch.
fun.
I mean, I think the same thing's going on with ours, and I want to keep that bye very, very much because I want to keep it and have it go through Denver.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
stuff changes. We'll see what happens. And I mean, yeah, I think you guys have done a lot, and I'm glad to see that Caleb has been able to shut up some of the critics, because it wasn't all him.
Yeah, I mean, they wrote that kid hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't because I knew
Yeah.
better. But a lot of
I
fans
know you
did.
didn't, and then Nick didn't, and some of my friends didn't really either, but there were others that were very, very vocal
Yeah.
that they did not like him and everything. But Ben Johnson coming in showed the change. You're kind of seeing. I do think he tries to hold on to the ball a little too long, and he
He still
likes to
does.
run,
Thousand
but he's
percent.
learning. He's learning. So you need more than 1 year with an OC and a
You
head
do.
coach.
You do. And what a vast improvement. My God. Because
And
yes,
that's the thing that I think next year you guys will see even bigger improvement in him, because
yeah.
that's what happened with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. Last year he was learning the system. This year he's actually able to use the system and be able
Yeah.
to understand what's going on. So no matter how your guys' season ends, I think next year you have a very bright future. And Jordan Love and the other teams need to be, they need to
Afraid.
be, yeah,
Be
and afraid.
very afraid.
Yeah.
Be
So,
very afraid.
as
Yeah.
someone, because I am in Chicago, even though I'm a Broncos fan, I cannot get away from Chicago sports media no matter what I do.
No, well, you live here and your dad's a Bears
Yep.
fan, so
That's just the way that it is. And I'm surrounded by Bears fans and friends and things like that. So it's hard to get away from it. So that's the way. But yeah, I think you guys have done great. I've been very, very impressed with what's happened with your team. So fingers crossed. I
Yes,
have fingers
same
crossed
for
for
your
you.
team. I'm sorry that you guys still keep getting crap in the media. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't get it.
it's it's just he's Dave Logan, who's one of our guys. He's the local announcer in Denver. He's an ex-player, and he said it on a show that what he sees in Bo Nix has got kind of that backyard kid, like being a kid playing in your backyard with your friends, like you make things up and stuff. And it's not to say that he doesn't have the skills that everybody has, but when
Hmm.
he can run, kind of like Caleb can make things happen if he's on a run because they can't stop him. So it's just Nick's had a slump, 100%. I do think he had a bit of a sophomore slump. And then
Yeah.
I'm hoping now is when he's kind of put it together and he's pushed through it. So we'll see. I 100% will put it out there. I'd like us to make the Super Bowl. I would like us to go that far. If we don't, I'm okay with it. But I just want us to win one. We got to win the first playoff game. That's all I'm asking for. Because I don't want to be one and out against. But like we talked about earlier, it's going to depend on how the playoffs are actually seeded and
Yeah.
who we're playing and
I
who
agree.
gets knocked off. Because like if the Jags and the Bills are playing each other, That's going to be an interesting one to see who's going to actually win, to see who we would then be playing in the next round. So there's the AFC has got some really good teams, and they got some teams that are sliding in. So it's going to depend on how the brackets break down. So, all right, and so all right, I'll stop talking.
No, you're good. I'm with you though. I agree.
Well, we here have very well said, ladies. We
That
here
talk
have been
anyone?
running. Well, am I? We've been doing as part of the end of the show every week leading up to Christmas about different topics, favorite Christmas songs, favorite Christmas movies, favorite Christmas traditions. Well, this one is favorite Christmas dishes and snacks. I'm gonna go first here on this one. I don't really know that it's necessarily traditionally a Christmas dish, but I associate it with Christmas because on my mother's side of the family, the only time we had this particular dish was at Christmas, and that is none other than the sweet, sultry taste of red velvet cake. And my aunt and my grandmother both made incredible red velvet cake. And this, of course, was before I was allergic to tree nuts. I can't eat them anymore. And it had the pecan crumbles on it. Oh my God, that was the best thing since sliced bread. And yeah, that to this day still remains my favorite Christmas snack. And that's all I got. That's all I got on that. And anybody wants to, God Lord, Delilah, I mean, it's over to you. I got all tongue tied thinking about the cream cheese. Just did you put it? Seriously, you would take a slice and put it on a fork and put it in your mouth, and it would immediately just begin to dissolve. And then you would just shoot, and you get the crunchy of the pecans, as we call them in Georgia. So, Delilah, what is your favorite Christmas dish / snack?
Well, in Puerto Ricans, we do things a little different. But so we do roasted pork. We call it lechon asado. And so I always look for that every Christmas, along with, we call them pasteles, but it's a Puerto Rican tamale, basically, is the best way to translate it into English. Um, and so I always look forward to enjoying my traditional Puerto Rican dishes like arroz con gandules with lechon asado, which is roast pork, like on the spit,
Mm.
and our own style tamales. I always look forward to just enjoying that. And then even though it's not a dish, but I always look forward to coquito, which is better than eggnog. It's better than eggnog because we don't put egg in ours, and it's made from coconut. I bet it is strong because we do put rum and a lot of good spices in it. And so I just always look forward to enjoying my traditional Puerto Rican dishes because I feel like I'm
Can
in
you
touch with my ancestors. It's just a good vibe, good food everywhere. We eat late. We don't do 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock dinner, whatever that is. Like it's really weird. I'm like, wait, at what time?
You know what? I have never understood that. Why is it you have a family get together, say, no, you can't eat till so and so get here. You gotta wait till such and such get here.
No, I mean,
Man,
no,
oh, you talking about it's not ever scheduled late.
no, it's just scheduled late because we're just, we're late to everything, man. If you listen, okay, Latinos are not that different from Black folk. If you schedule a dinner,
What you mean, black folk? I'm
If you-
brown skinned.
if you schedule a dinner at 6 o'clock and someone shows up at 6 o'clock, what are we doing at 6 o'clock? Are we really ready?
If you
Or are
come into
you-
my house, wait. If I tell you come to my house and eat at 6 o'clock, dinner will be ready at 6 o'clock.
No, I agree. I know, but a majority of the time, no. Majority is literally like if you show up at 6, you're gonna help us set up. You're putting.
Right, but wait a minute, y'all just not getting set up. I thought y'all would have had all that done. No,
I know.
folks,
Well,
folks.
we'll still have a lot of food out though. We'll have like deviled eggs, like a lot of food out, but the main dish, it
Nah,
takes a while.
I can't stand that. I hate it when people tell
I
me, "Yeah,
know.
we gonna start at 1,"
Yeah,
and I get there
I
at
hate
1
it
and the
too.
food's not ready till 5
But
because they
because
just started
I
fixing
know
it.
better, I never show up on time because if I do, I don't want to have to deal with
Eh,
that.
I would
Because I agree with you.
again, the reason that I hate that though is maybe I made plans to come to your place and maybe
Right, and go somewhere else.
I was going someplace
I
else.
know, I
Like,
know.
I and now I I gotta
I know.
go. I've done that before. I've did
Trust
that. Well,
me,
we
I
didn't
know.
even eat yet. Listen, I had plans to be someplace else.
I
You want to take it to
I
go plate? What is there to fix that ain't nothing but eggs?
I stopped doing that.
There
I
ain't
was
no there's none of the cookie. What is it? What you say it was? The one dish with
coquito.
yes.
That's
I'm a
drinks though. That's alcoholic drink.
oh well, I don't drink
But
any of
we
those.
no, I know, but like if you don't, we can make it without. But coquito
It's
is
really good.
I hate calling it eggnog because we don't put egg in ours. That's why I don't like
Well,
calling
in
it.
the
But it's in
United
eggnog,
States, it's questionable whether or not we put egg in ours. At least the ones you buy in the grocery store.
But in any case, sorry, I digress. But I always look forward to, like I said, my traditional dishes. Like I said, like it's a lot of food too. Like we could feed an army. But
I got four. I have four progeny that can eat
yeah.
like an entire army.
Yeah, like
So
and we bring down like those big 'cause I feel like we all pass down our really giant pots, right? Like because it holds a flavor. I feel like everybody it gets passed down the giant pot. And then it's just like it's what it is.
don't laugh. My mother's got a cast iron skillet that when she is gone,
That's what I'm
that's it.
saying.
I'm taking it.
The skillet. There's a big pot always that always also carries the seasoning, the flavor, and then you have that black roaster thing. I feel like we've all had those.
Yes, I got one of
Oh,
those too.
I don't
Got
like
it.
those roasters. My
Those
grandmother's got
the
one that's
black
like 25 years
with
old.
the lid, like yeah, I don't know. It's
Mhm.
like you could put a
With
whole
like the
thing.
marble patterning on it.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
in
don't
any
think it
case,
gets the skin crispy enough, but everybody has their when it comes to a turkey, everybody has their own way of cooking turkey.
yeah. But like
So,
I said, we don't do turkey. Like I said, we do
Some
yeah.
people's way of turkey winds up making them
oh,
homeless
well,
after Thanksgiving, but
we don't
still.
just do a pork. We do a pork and we do
Yep.
a ham. We do two porks. I don't. So
Yeah.
we do the fancy glazed ham with the pineapples and the cherries, and then we'd also do the roasted pig.
What's wrong with the fancy ham and the cherries?
No,
Those of us that have come from farmland, we
I
have
never
turkeys
think
and chickens, so that's
I
why we
just
do turkeys.
right. No, I know. It's like I never thought about like why do we have two pork dishes? I mean, it's delicious, but it's just like
They
I
do
know.
pigs in Puerto Rico. That's what you guys these guys
Or like
yeah, we always did the same thing. We were turkey for Thanksgiving and ham for Christmas or New Year's.
yeah.
So, yeah. Um, mine is my favorite is newer and it's I don't care. I love cranberry bliss bars from Starbucks. That is so whenever they only come out at Christmas, it's
Those are pretty
they're
good.
so freaking good. Like so when it comes time for Christmas, it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm going all in on the cranberry bliss bars.
Oh,
So
you just brought another one up for me, Tina. Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of people are
Those
not
are
sold on
good.
Little Debbie
No,
I
because
don't
I
think they're good.
they don't
no.
quite taste like they did when I was little.
No.
But those
But
Christmas
those
tree ones,
Christmas
I'm
tree
with you.
cakes,
Yeah.
I might sit down and eat a whole box.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, those are pretty good. My other thing is too is the a friend of mine's not a big cook, so I always just tell her to bring the cookies. It's the ones you get in the store. They're sugar cookies, but they have like that half inch of frosting on top of them, and they're it's like green or red, or they change it for
Mm,
every holiday. Like I
yeah,
love those too. But like traditional foods and stuff, a lot of people don't do it anymore because they take a lot of work. But in my family, we always had au gratin potatoes on Christmas, and I
like made
love
from scratch au gratin potatoes.
yeah.
Oh,
Those are
can I
good.
come to your family's house for
I'm a fan
Christmas?
of those.
I actually do have a recipe that's one that also has mushrooms in it, and my dad loves it but it takes like almost 2 hours to cook the right way, where it's brown and crispy on top, not just so. But yeah, I love au gratin potatoes. So that's the
Those
Yeah.
other
are
thing.
delicious.
Yeah.
Now this one is not mine. This one was my father's. Every year, he wanted the only thing that he really wanted was a tin of the cookies, the ones that had the sugar crystals on them, and it had like 8 different types of
Oh,
cookies in
the
it. The
little
short the
butter
shortbreads,
cookies,
yeah.
the shortbread butter cookies. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and every year I would make sure, when my parents moved to Memphis, in addition to whatever mom got for him, and my sister
Mhm.
and I would split up gifts, I would always make sure to send my dad um, a tin of those cookies.
I
So
remember those
yeah,
tins from being a kid because where I grew up, we were always 2 to 3 hours away from family. So a lot of times on Christmas, we sometimes would drive, but a lot of times with my dad's job, because he would have to work the night shift or something, work third shift, we wouldn't always be able to go. So we would get people would send us the Christmas gifts, and I remember getting a lot of those tins of those cookies. And they'd be half gone before Christmas even came around. So, yep. And who doesn't have their grandmother have a tin of those that had like all her
somewhere.
bits and bobs in that you would
hmm
go find the tin in the closet.
Don't go in there. Don't go in the closet and be like, "Oh, cookies!" You will get your feelings hurt. The
Oh, I
only
know.
one, the only one that actually has cookies in it is the one that's in the pantry. If it's not in the
Yep.
pantry, it's something else.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Anything else, uh,
I,
Delilah, that you
no, I mean, I think I like I said, I just like that. Usually that's when we get, even though we're still pretty good throughout the year, but I do like that again. It's always a special night to bring out our traditional dishes and stuff. But I want to say, like, the Thanksgiving and the holidays, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, do not experiment with the dishes.
No,
Okay?
or somebody will jug you in your
Always
throat.
somebody just want to do like something different, and it's like the test. No, not during the holidays. Okay, you want to test out a new recipe with some, let's do it off the holiday. Do a test run, so then you could decide it could be
Yeah.
part of the holiday meal next time.
And make sure
This
you when you do your test run, you do it like between 4th of July and
God, yes,
Thanksgiving. You have a couple cousins over,
you
you have them
do,
taste
and
it, and if it's bomb, they'll tell you, and then they'll be like,
yes,
"Yo, you should make this at Christmas," and then they tell
exactly,
everybody else, "Yo, she made the dish, the one I told you about."
exactly,
Yeah,
yes.
don't whip it out on us. That
Not
could
last
have all
second.
type of
Yeah.
different meanings.
We're like,
But don't
let
just go
me,
breaking out the new
yeah.
dishes.
Yes, please. That's not the time to experiment, or they'll never ask you to do it again, and you're gonna be
Mm-mm.
on like ice and like
You can bring
ice
paper
cubes.
plates, baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Make sure you get the kind with the wax covering so they
You're
don't be flimsy.
you're on ice
Yep.
duty. You're on get the plates, get the paper towels.
Don't get them at the Dollar Tree unless
No,
they're Chinette.
Okay.
right.
Like, you gotta spend the money on them.
No,
What can I do? You can take the trash out. There's a
this
trash
not
can get full. You take it out.
this is not your time to test out a new potato salad recipe. Stop
Mm-mm.
it. Stop
Potato
it.
salad should have nothing in it but potatoes and the other ingredients that go in potato salad. Because I've never made one. So
I know. I'm just saying, like, this is not your experimentation time.
bringing in potato salad
So
with
here's the story because of my background, both sides of my family we have German on both sides. So growing up to me was German potato salad. Like
which is
I
good.
didn't know what yellow potato salad was until I got to be like middle school and high school. And I went to one thing and I just, you're a younger kid or whatever,
Yeah.
went up and I looked at mom. I was like, what's that? And my mom's like, that's potato salad. I go, no, it's not. It's yellow.
But then the German potato
German
salad is
potato
more of
salad
a
is good though.
vinegary. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
vinegary. It's usually
But that is
served
still a
warm or
traditional,
warmer.
yeah.
Yes,
But
that
it's still
part.
a
Um,
traditional dish, is what I'm saying. So I've had German
oh, I
potato
know, but
salad.
it's
You know
just
what
kind
I'm
of
saying?
funny. You're talking about traditions and stuff. So like for me,
Right.
that's what potato salad was.
For
I had
sure.
no idea what this other potato salad was, which I like. But because of my family, I had never had any exposure to it
Yeah.
until that point. But yeah, I did that. Like, I can do okay with baking, but I tend to burn the pre-made buns all the time because, like they're in there and it's a very thin line between, okay, you can let them cook just a little bit more
I
and
feel
they're
like
hard as a rock.
desserts are the place where you could cheat and just buy it. I always feel
Yeah.
like, listen, if
Well, I
you're
made this pull-apart
yeah.
bread that I had Friendsgiving. I had people
Yeah.
over. I made this pull-apart bread that everybody loved. And that was the thing. They're like, make this for your Christmas party. I was like, okay, that's what you want to hear. You
Yes.
want that kind of feedback. You
Yeah,
want
for
to know.
sure.
But I agree. Don't experiment. I tried experimenting with the mashed potatoes, doing it a different way than I was used to doing, and they turned into potato soup because I put too much liquid in them.
Candy.
So next year for Thanksgiving,
And I
I'm
love
making
mashed
loaded
potatoes.
potato soup as a joke. And I know better. I've cooked enough. I know better. I have a good recipe for mashed potatoes. But it was sitting there like I'm trying to get it to go. And they're like, Tina, you've been whipping those suckers for 20 minutes. I'm like, well, I think we have soup.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Case in point.
Okay, so you got me
That's
twice. You
fun.
got me twice tonight, Puka. Mission success.
I mean, I tried to do them in the Instapot and everything instead of just doing them on the stove. And sometimes it's just something different because I didn't want the stove going in the oven going for 4 hours. But you know how it is. You're trying to get it all together. Like Thanksgiving, like those big dinners, the biggest part of it is the timing, getting everything started at the right time so it all ends up on the table. That's why I told my friends, come at 5, we're eating at 7. There you go. You can come whenever you want. All right.
Oh man. Well, that I think is a great way to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for this week's edition of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. Ladies, we did say that we are taking next week for the holiday, correct?
Yes. Listen, I know we're on the third night of Hanukkah, so we celebrate. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Festival
Yes.
lights, especially given the events of what happened a few days ago. Also, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. So we'll be back after. I just say that because I know Hanukkah's happening right now, so I just wanted to get that out there. Happy Hanukkah, y'all who watch the show of Jewish faith. Is the Festival of Lights. Next week is Christmas, so again, those of you who celebrate, Christmas, Merry Christmas. We'll be back after that. I just want to make sure everybody, peace, good tidings, and goodwill, during this holiday season.
And I'll take the opportunity to say, ladies, it's been it's been an awesome season working with you both so far. And Nick, in his absence, I'm pretty sure he'll check this out later. I 100% appreciate you both. We've had some talks off camera and things like that, and we've held each other down throughout a bunch of different series of events in our individual lives, and you are greatly appreciated for that. And I love you both. Nick, buddy, love you too, brother. And I'm looking forward to hearing all the tales of what took place over the holidays when we get back. So did Tina successfully navigate from soup back to salad? Or did the soup become a mainstay? So having said all of that, and I'm sorry, Tina, if you wanted to.
No, I was just gonna say ditto everything you guys said. Because at this point we're getting a little late, so I'm not gonna keep us going because you guys have voiced some of the things I had in my mind too. So love you guys always. Always a good show.
We appreciate you. We will see you
Jazz
on the.
hands.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't know we were doing. I got my camera's over here, but you guys are over here, so it's like this weird
Also,
thing.
in,
I'm
in
trying to
sign
look.
language, this is also clapping.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We thank you. We thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. You guys be safe and be good to each other, and please have a wonderful good night. We'll see you
Merry
soon.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.